Coming up in this episode! Can this golfer smack his balls on the green? Or will he end up feeling a little rough? Will this player keep his brat in check? Or will he be heading for the naughty step? And did this DJ duo impress the judges with their skills? Or will they be pieced off? Welcome to the Games Master Retrospective, where we take a nostalgic nosedive through episodic exploration into the series that showcase the best and worst of gaming's golden era. Dom is shoving his organ in our faces within seconds of the show starting, giving us our first ding on the ongoing Dominic innuendo counter.
Hello. You may be wondering why I'm playing with my organ in a crowded church. Well, this is Games Master, television's only video game magazine show.
And then another in quick succession. You've got to admire the man's satirical stamina.
But nevertheless, we've managed to squeeze an ample portion into tonight's slot, with news, tips and game reviews guaranteed to have people stealing from their parents' purses to purchase them.
I have to admit to being rather pleased with the three little challenges I've managed to concoct for you this week. To tee us off, we take to the fairways and putting greens of Top Players Golf.
Top Players Golf was released in 1990 by SNK for the Neo Geo. Praised for its crisp visuals and digitized voice samples, its fast-paced gameplay and detailed sprites showcased the Neo Geo's power, though it was largely overshadowed by SNK's fighting juggernauts like Fatal Fury. Criticized at the time for its simplistic gameplay and mechanics, it's now a mostly forgotten retro relic, but it remains as proof that even Neo Geo's non-combat titles flex technical muscle, appealing to golf purists craving a pixel-perfect swing.
If you wish to complete my challenge successfully, you will need to play the first 3 holes of the country club course in level par. Best of luck.
And trying to keep me on the fairway is my own little handicap, Neil West from Sega Power. Welcome, Neil.
Thanks very much, Dominic.
Our first challenger is Mark Badawano, looking slightly overdressed in a suit and tie combo. It's possible he got lost on his way somewhere else, especially after this comment.
Now, Mark, I understand you're a bit of a mean golfer in real life.
Well, that's right. I play at Ross and White Golf Club, and I have a handicap of 4.
Right, okay. Now, how do you fancy your chances on the computer equivalent?
Prefer to be doing the real thing, but I'll give it a go.
Mark clearly has a good grip on his shaft, and a short, sharp slap of his ball sends him straight onto the fairway. After a close call in the rough, he manages to slip it in through the back door.
It looks like he's okay on this one, if he can just sink this putt.
And it's in there!
He's done it.
So now we're going on to the second hole.
The crowd is clearly enjoying Mark's solo effort, cheering him on with enthusiasm.
100% whack.
Oh, and he wallops
And
that
it
one.
looks to be doing okay.
What a nice stroke.
Couldn't have been much better, could it?
Lovely first stroke there from Adam.
213 yards, that really is a very good shot.
All is looking well until it's putting time at the second hole, where Mark is so close he's resting on the rim. But he's clearly overexcited as he thrusts a little too hard and overshoots entirely.
Bit more power required.
Bit more power.
Oh, no, and he's missed
Too
it.
much.
Oh, my word.
And now he's left himself a dreadful shot to try and get back. This is a very tough shot.
While he does manage to realign for a successful follow-through, he's left with a bogey, and this one is hard to flick off. It's all downhill from here, with Mark needing to finish in 2 strokes or less. His first swing sends him into the bunker, and while he ends up very close to completion, he walks away unsatisfied.
It looks as if the only thing he'll come away with is a dinner date tonight.
Okay. Oh, good. Oh, no. Oh, my word. It's got the ones.
Is he gonna do it?
No. So that means that Mark has gone over par, and his challenge has sadly ended in abject failure.
And of course, Dom can't help but get a few solid swings at the dick while he's at it.
But then it seemed to me when you got onto the green, your trouble started. The nearer you got to the hole, the more nervous you got.
I really couldn't judge the pace of the greens at all, and I've just messed up.
And while Mark treads back to Ross on Wife for a sad stroke or two on his own,
For my second challenge this week is on a game called Brat.
Bratz was released in 1991 by Forcefield on the Amiga and Atari ST. Players guide Nathan, the titular brat, through an isometric action puzzler by placing objects in his way to avoid traps and enemies, while trying to outrun the ever-encroaching edge of the screen. Drawing comparisons to Lemmings and other similar titles of the time, critics praised its challenging puzzles and unique premise, but lamented its steep difficulty curve. Reviewer Stuart Campbell of Amiga Power was particularly unhappy with the design of the brat himself, calling him the most nauseating little git he's ever seen. Tell us how you really feel, Stuart.
In which you need to guide an innocent, nappy-clad babe through a perilous maze where all manner of dangers lurk. Your task is to get through stage 1 of level 5. Anticipation is the key. If you let the child cop it, or if you dawdle and get caught by the scrolling screen, the challenge is over. Good luck. The life of an innocent child is at the mercy of your mouse finger.
Joining me again as co-commentator is the lovely Tom Watson from Renegade. Welcome back, Tom.
Evening, Dominic.
Our second competitor is Michael Merrin, sauntering to the stage in a jumper shirt combo that probably made sense at the time. Dominic asks Michael if he's feeling confident, and
I think this is an incredibly tough game. Are you confident about it?
Just slightly, not very much though.
I'm sure that bodes well for the challenge ahead. Amusingly, when asked for tactics on the game, Tom from Renegade seems quite nonplussed.
Tom, what should Michael's general tactics be on Brat?
Particularly on this level, what he has to watch out for is the screen scrolling down and knocking the character off.
Pretty sure that's the entire point of the game, Tom. The crowd is apparently rabid for Baby directing gameplay, making enough noise to drown out the game audio and commentators.
For Dominic is the show, which we can see in the bottom right. What he's doing at the moment is he's picking up as many of these items as he can find. He'll need to use a lot of them later on.
Michael is clicking away like a madman to stop this teetering toddler from toppling into the abyss. At around the halfway point, though, complications arise.
Now, how far is he through the game, Tom?
He's about halfway down there. I think he's doing extremely well.
Picking up items. He's got a bone there. Will that come in useful?
The bone will come in useful right at the end of the level. Now he's going to slide down this. He's put a stop token down. He's missed it. And there he goes.
Yes, unfortunately, the brat ends up getting a spanking, and Michael breaks down what went wrong in the most succinct way possible.
Talk us through. You were going very well, but then what went wrong?
Well, put a stop sign down in the wrong place where I wanted to stop, and the dog obviously came after me where I should have had a bone, so I kept going instead of stopping.
This week we take to our TARDISes and have a look at futuristic games. First up on the Amiga, fight through claustrophobic corridors of furious facehuggers in Alien Breed.
The scenery is very detailed, a lot of interesting lighting effects, which work quite well.
Alien Breed is very atmospheric, but if you're looking for an involved space adventure to blast away at for a while, you're going to be disappointed because it's the same a lot of the time.
Get ready.
Next up, Forget Fair Play as the sport of the future comes to the Mega Drive in Speedball 2.
It's basically like football with no rules, and the fact that you can beat the shit out of each other does make it far more entertaining than a straight football game.
I'd definitely recommend it. If you've got a Mega Drive and you've seen the Amiga version and interested in it, then you'll still find it a wholesome game that you can really get stuck into, even if there are a few presentation quirks that don't make it quite as good.
Speedball 2 Brutal Deluxe was released by the Bitmap Brothers in 1990 on the Amiga, Amiga CD32, Atari ST, Commodore 64, DOS, Game Boy, Master System, and Mega Drive. The title redefined the genre of combat-based sports simulators, tasking players with taking a low-tier team and managing them through an ultra-violent handball league, hurling their steel balls at goals while punching opponents as often as possible and collecting score multipliers. As well as directly controlling the players on the field, gamers also have the ability to upgrade team members with cybernetic add-ons to improve their attack and running speeds. Praised for pixel-perfect controls, gritty atmosphere, and an addictive career mode, it's remembered as a 90s blueprint for blending strategy and chaos, proving that sports games could be as brutal as they were brilliant. Incidentally, the title is set in the far-flung year of 2029, so I guess that's something to look forward to.
Finally, on the PC, take to the stars for some aerial acrobatics in Wing Commander 2.
There's a lot of flash presentation and a lot of attempt to create an atmosphere with the graphics. And the thing is, when you get down to it, the graphics is all there is. There's not a lot of depth to the gameplay at all.
Looks all very nice, but incredibly boring to play. Very, very dull.
Now, I'm not going to do a full pause section on this, but I am going to call shenanigans on that score. I've taken a look at some of the reviews from magazines back when this came out, and they were almost unanimously positive. So yeah, shenanigans. Shenanigans!
And now for this week's feature. With a cornucopia of new consoles either having just been released or about to hit the scene, console buyers face greater choice than ever before.
As was foreshadowed in the first challenge of this episode, the industry news section is dedicated to the Neo Geo.
Today, Paul Lakin, editor of GameZone magazine, casts his peepers at the Neo Geo.
Most consoles claim to have arcade style, arcade quality graphics and sound. With the Neo Geo, you've actually got an arcade machine. The machine itself is very impressive. It's got the capability to put over 4,000 colours on screen at one time, and its 24-bit processor is the most powerful available at the moment. If you're feeling rich and you're feeling like the most powerful machine available, then the Neo Geo is the one to have, but it is a lot of money.
Paul pretty much covered the main talking points of the console, so let's have a look at the company that created it. SNK Corporation, founded in 1978 as Shin Nihon Kikaku, or New Japan Project, is a Japanese gaming titan behind arcade classics like Metal Slug, Samurai Showdown, and The King of Fighters. The company has developed many hardware variants over the years, however few have surpassed their 1990 Neo Geo AES console, despite the high price tag. Over the years, SNK has developed a close working relationship with Capcom, which resulted in several SNK vs Capcom titles, as well as SNK characters appearing in the Street Fighter series. Despite the high fiscal point of entry, SNK has developed a reputation for high quality and lasting franchises, as well as a legacy of pixelated punches and explosive charm.
Nice to see you again. I do hope you enjoyed my last little jaunt. The last of this week's challenges, I thought we might take to the piste with Ski or Die.
Ski or Die was released in 1990 by EA for the Amiga, Commodore 64, DOS, and NES. Players compete in 5 fast-paced winter sports, such as snowball fights, inner tube racing, and snowboarding. Colourful graphics, catchy music, and a host voiced by Rodney Dangerfield, in some versions at least, give the game a frenetic energy. Usually only remembered as a winter-themed sequel to 1987's Skate or Die, it's a nostalgic relic of pre-Cool Borders snow mayhem, where landing on your head after a triple flip is half the fun.
A most amusing little game in which carefree young stunt skiers, or hot doggers as I believe they're called, perform dazzling aerial acrobatics. You will have 3 jumps with which to impress the panel of 6 judges. Marks are awarded for speed, altitude, difficulty of maneuver, and grace. So come out spinning and reach for the skies.
Joining me in my pulpit piece from Computer and Video Games magazine is Tim Boone.
Hello, Dominic.
Tim, welcome back.
For our celebrity challenge, we have Pat Sharp and Mick Brown. DJ duo Pat and Mick are TV and radio personalities. Pat mostly known for 90s kids game show Funhouse, and oh baby that hair. While Mick is known for being a Capital FM DJ, and for being part of Pat and Mick. The pair released stock Aitken and Waterman produced dance remixes of popular 80s hits every year from 1988 to 1993. All proceeds from the songs were donated to Capital FM's Help a London Child charity, and they would promote the singles by appearing on any TV and radio show they could get onto, hence their appearance here. Though fleeting as a duo, their legacy endures as a cultural touchstone of 90s pop culture. Revived for nostalgia tours, they're still spinning Use It Up and Wear It Out for Gen Xers chasing their youth. But honestly, the real lasting legacy is that beautiful Kentucky waterfall. Absolutely stunning. Dom and Mick are very much on the same wavelength, slathering the show with an even thicker layer of innuendo.
Now, Mick, first of all, how long have you been a joystick waggler?
Well, I've been a joystick waggler for quite a few years. I was once arrested for it, but ever since I took up this, I've found that you can't get arrested for it, so it's been quite a few years.
And Pat has to, slip one in as well.
Okay, now I know there's a bit of rivalry between the two of you, so I have to ask you, Pat, can you take Mick?
I'll have to ask my wife first.
Okay.
Mick is up first, manipulating his joystick like it owes him money. He's very, very into the spirit of things here, and his first attempt scores well. However, his second is a bit of a flop.
And now, Mick, take your second jump.
If you jump out.
So he's going to try and build up as much speed as possible. He's coming tearing down there, off the lip of it, and it's up. Something's gone wrong. Oh dear. And the crowd don't like that one. But he scored remarkably highly, Tim. Why was that?
It was a very clean jump. It was very fluid, but he didn't do very much. The judges are looking for fluidity and confidence as
But
well.
they like a bit of smoothness.
Yeah,
But for the really high points, they like the action.
He gives it some proper welly for his third attempt, but despite this, he ends up looking like a lost starfish, sailing gracefully through the air and scores rather poorly. Though his overall total isn't too bad at all.
A safe jump.
A safe jump, quite a low score, but it could be enough, an average of 13.0. So mixed total is in fact a mammoth 54.5.
Pat's up next. He's admitted since that he wasn't much of a gamer at this time, and apparently it was quite a shock when he had a joystick thrust into his hands, as he was under the impression that he and Mick had been booked to perform as a DJ act. Pat goes for broke straight out of the gate, performing a wacky, fun, crazy, and outrageous flip, but ends up landing on his head, which unsurprisingly doesn't score very well. And despite being a whole lot of fun with prizes to be won, Pat ends up eating snow on his second attempt as well. Hopefully it's not yellow.
Oh, and it's scored over the judges here, 7.4.
Can Pat use his body and his brain to score big with his final attempt?
He's up in the air, he's done one backflip in the top, one dapping. He has a straight up, oh, he's straight up just in time. 3.9.
Well, he managed to land this time. That counts for something, right? Now, there may be a reason for Pat's not-so-sharp gameplay. He's claimed that during the challenge he looked down and saw that his joystick was actually unplugged from the console, which is why he performed so badly. But if that was the case, surely nothing would have happened during his turns at all.
Okay, and the final score for Pat was 40.6. Just edged out by Mick, who is tonight's winner.
Regardless, Mick is the winner and seems very excitable about the whole thing.
Now, Mick, it's even better than a car. I'm sure you've won many awards for DJing, but none as special as this.
Trip around the world?
Our special, huge, golden Games Master joystick!
Hello, Games Master.
Welcome to my kingdom. I am delighted to see you. And what have you got to ask me?
I've been playing Zelda for months, but I can't find the Guardian on level 7. Can you tell me where it is, please?
The Legend of Zelda was created by Nintendo for the Famicom in 1986 and the NES in 1987. Honestly, the entire series deserves a video to itself, but we'll focus on the one that started it all. It was Nintendo's first open-world adventure, revolutionizing gaming as one of the first proto-RPGs. Players explored Hyrule as hero Link, battling monsters, solving puzzles, and rescuing Princess Zelda from Ganon. With non-linear exploration, battery saves, and cryptic secrets, it spawned a franchise that so far lasted for over 3 decades, cementing its legacy as a blueprint for action-adventure storytelling. It's a golden cartridge classic that turned 8-bit quests into a series that has extended across time in more ways than one.
Zelda does indeed require a modicum of common sense. To locate the particular guardian you're after, go to the top right-hand corner room, kill hands, and then push the rock over to the right. A secret passage will appear, and if you go down it, you will find the guardian.
Thanks a lot.
Next, please.
Hello, Games Master.
Hello, and nice to see you. Now, what can I do for you?
I keep getting killed at the end of the Dust Planet in Forgotten Worlds. How can I destroy the Dust Dragon?
Forgotten Worlds was released to arcades in 1988 by Capcom, before being ported to the Amiga, Amstrad, Atari ST, Commodore 64, Master System, Mega Drive, TurboGrafx 16, and ZX Spectrum. The game was a side-scrolling shooter where players blast their way through post-apocalyptic realms, utilizing a full 360-degree field of fire. Notorious for its arcade cabinet's unique dual joystick controls, later simplified for home ports, it featured a shop system to buy mid-game upgrades, quite unique for its time. Ironically, it's mostly forgotten these days. But let's face it, blowing up alien gods never goes out of fashion.
Foolish boy. It sounds to me as if you've been overlooking the fact that the dragon's only weak point is its heart. Shots aimed anywhere else are simply wasted. If you stray low to avoid the razor claws and keep firing at the heart, you should have no trouble disposing of the beast.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thanks very much.
Hold on, haven't you been here before? Yes, you were asking about Elvira in episode 1. And now you're playing Forgotten Worlds? That's quite the esoteric taste you have there. Also, you appear to be wearing the same clothes as last time. So either you're trapped in some sort of pixelated purgatory, damned to wander this realm for eternity in search of answers to questions that only Games Master can provide, but to continuously cast back into a digital despair dimension every time you get close to the one answer that can send you home! Or they filmed a bunch of takes of the same kids asking the same questions about different games on the same day. I reckon either option is viable.
I'm sure you'll be very glad to see the back of that one. Next, please.
I've been told there's a war on level 1 of Snake, Rattle and Roll, but I haven't been able to find it. Can you tell me where it is, please?
Snake, Rattle and Roll was released by Rare in 1990 for the Mega Drive and NES. A quirky isometric platformer, players wiggle along as snakes rattle and roll, eating nibbly-pibbly pellets to grow and escape hungry monsters. Known for its chaotic co-op mode, this reptilian recreation mixed charm with punishing difficulty, and it's all set to a catchy and bouncy soundtrack created by David Wise, who would go on to create the iconic Donkey Kong Country score. The game pushed Rare's reputation for weird and wonderful games, because you can't get much stranger than a red snake being chased down by a disembodied foot, can you?
Indeed I can, young man, though I do feel you should have moved on from this game a long time ago. Oh well, no matter. From the start, keep going right as fast as possible, avoiding all obstacles. Eventually, you will see a rocket. If you jump up and catch the rocket, you can walk to level 8.
That's great. Thanks very much.
Well, you will find it works. And that little revelation brings the session to an end. I do hope the advice is going to be of some use. Goodbye for now.
So that's it for tonight, but there's a sniff of Darjeeling in the air. So, it's on with the smoking jacket and off to the cloisters. Keep pounding the keyboard and we'll see you in 7 days. Good night.
And as our balls land firmly on the fairway and we wipe the white stuff from our faces, we come to the end of our 6th episode. As we get further into this, the more I'm reappreciating how utterly bonkers the gaming landscape was back in the early 90s. Do you have any crazy computer-related stories from back in the day? Regale us with your tales in the comments below. To make sure you're alerted to our fortnightly visits, make sure you subscribe and tinkle on that bell, or whatever the phrase is these days. And as always, remember, don't be a dick.